And he knows where I lay on the couch. I always have my head down. He jumps up and he lays here. He always takes the other thing.
Yeah.
Hello. Everybody ready?
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Okay, we're done. It's tough tonight.
Make sure your microphones are on and they're facing you.
Very good. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I call the meeting of the Fraser Planning Commission for January 4, 2023 to order at 7:01 p.m. If you'll join me in standing and starting our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now we'll begin with roll call. Ms. Grenia, if you would.
Here.
Mr. Zarnicki,
Present.
Mr. Farina,
Here.
Mr. Meyer,
Here.
Commissioner Perry,
Here.
Mr. Gill,
Here.
and Chairman Warnick.
Here. Thank you. We now need approval of the agenda. Is there any discussion or comments?
Yes. Under unfinished
Agenda.
oh, I'm sorry, forget it, I'm sorry. I jumped the gun, sorry,
Okay, this is the agenda.
sorry.
If there is not, I'll entertain a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda as printed.
And support. Okay, so we have Commissioner Kyle, and supported by Commissioner Farina. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. So that motion passes. Okay, so item 4 is opening remarks. Tonight's meeting will follow the agenda that was posted online and has been printed for you here. Before we begin, it's important to let everyone know that the Planning Commission is created by state law. The commission is comprised of 7 members, all of whom have volunteered to serve. Members are appointed by the mayor and confirmed by city council. The role of the Planning Commission is to plan and promote the efficient, coordinated development of the city for the health, safety, and general welfare of its residents. We are not here to negotiate with applicants or allow everything an applicant is requesting. However, the Planning Commission does have the power to approve certain requests and recommend others, depending on the nature of the request and whether all the standards in the zoning ordinance have been met. The Planning Commission may also impose conditions on a proposed project in order to ensure that those standards are met. Other individuals with us here tonight are representatives from our legal firm of O'Reilly Rancilio, PC, and representatives from McKenna and Associates, the city's planners. Procedure followed by the Planning Commission for public hearings first involves the city planner providing an overview of each case. After the overview is completed, the petitioner will be asked to provide additional information and answer any questions the commission members may have. After the commission's questions, the public will be invited to speak. Each person will have 1 opportunity to speak, must only speak directly to that specific case, and must only address the commission, not the petitioner or anyone else in attendance. After the public has had an opportunity to speak, commission members may again ask questions of the petitioner, and then the commission will consider a motion. Now that we've gone over those, even though we have nothing, I think that we're going to have, well, concern there, but we got our formality out of the way. I'm going to move forward with agenda item 5. That's the approval of the meeting minutes of, that would be November
2nd.
November 2nd's meeting, 2022. You had something?
Item number 7, unfinished business. It's SPR 2109, which is 34400 Klein Site Plan Amendment. And then underneath that, item number 4, it said a shared parking agreement with the adjacent property owner in recordable form is provided to and approved by the city attorney. I looked through my notes and I wrote down that it was submitted to the city attorney, but the city attorney hadn't approved it at that time.
True.
Okay.
That's the one I just asked about.
This was Klein.
Oh, I'm sorry, Klein.
This is on Klein.
Okay. But that's what I had in my notes, so.
So, do you mind if I just, real quick, I think that these were stipulations that were set by the ZBA, not by the planning commission.
Okay, okay. But I think they were turned in at that time, but I thought Clark told us that they were turned in, but they hadn't been approved yet.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I understand.
I thought that that's what I remember from the meeting, that's what I wrote down. So, oh, okay.
I understand now, my apologies.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
So how would you like me to phrase that?
It was provided to the city attorney but had not been approved at the meeting time or at the time of the meeting or something like that? I mean, I don't know if it's being too nitpicky.
Well, that'll clarify the minutes at least. Anybody else have anything? Nothing? I'll entertain a motion then to approve the minutes of the meeting of November 2nd, 2022 with that amendment just discussed. Oh,
I ask that the approval of the minutes be changed to reflect that the parking agreement was submitted to the city but had not been approved, had been submitted to the city attorney but had not yet been approved.
been a
by
part
the
of our
city.
meeting then.
Right.
Okay. Do we have support for that?
I support.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Meyer and support by Commissioner Farina. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? None. So that motion passes. All right, let's go to the agenda now.
I'd like to put an action item on that. I want Rensselaer over there to report on that until it's done. Okay?
I'd say we bring that up then at other business
All right?
of members to be heard. So let's go to new business. Public notices, we have none. Site plan and other reviews, we have none. Zoning ordinance text amendment, section 32-121, establishment of board. So, Ms. Litzman, if you can update us on that?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so this, is my microphone on? Yeah, I think so. All right.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So this proposed amendment concerns the number of ZBA members and the appointment of alternates. And in terms of the number of ZBA members, back in 1998, the City Council approved an amendment that increased membership from 5 to 7. However, it was never codified. So this is supposed to take care of that. And also in terms of appointment of alternates, here we've added language allowing for the appointment of alternate ZBA members as permitted in the Zoning Enabling Act. And the amendment maintains that the City Council may appoint 2 alternate members to serve on the ZBA for the same terms as regular members, and the alternate members shall be called on a rotating basis to sit as regular members of the board in the absence of a regular member, and and that they may also be called to serve in the place of a regular member for purpose of reaching a decision on a case in which a regular member has a conflict of interest. So.
Okay. Is that it? I just want to maybe get your input of why we're doing this process the way you're doing it through the Planning Commission.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's fine.
Why we're doing it through the planning commission.
Yeah, the procedure and why it's coming in front of this board.
Right, okay. I'm not exactly sure about that, sorry.
Yeah, because this would be an amendment to the zoning ordinance. So, and this is, make it simpler for if members are out, an alternate member can fill in for the ZBA. But yes, because this would be an amendment to the zoning ordinance, it's before you today. So it would be, a motion today would be a recommendation, or not a recommendation to council, and then council will ultimately approve the ordinance.
I'm excited about that. I mean, when I was administration, more than 5 years ago, we talked about that many times. We had meetings where there was only 3 members
Yeah.
at a meeting, and we could have had alternates of some type, maybe, to at least give us a quorum. So we had to cancel meetings that people took their time out to be there with members that, you know, the same thing, that they came and we couldn't do anything. So I think it's a great idea. Anybody else have any comments at the board here? Commissioner Farina?
Yes, I have a question for both of those. Does a member of the ZBA have to be within the city of Fraser?
Yes,
I would imagine so, yeah.
yes.
Show me. Show me where it says they have to live.
Well, I believe it's in the ZBA bylaws. It wouldn't necessarily be in the ordinance, but that should be located in the bylaws.
Okay, could you show it to me?
I can take a look at them.
It'd be the same for both boards, right?
Yes.
Because we had a situation here a few years ago. One of our members was going to resign because he was moving out of the city. And we were told, and I got the bylaws here, for planning commission though, that you can have one member not residing in the city.
Okay.
And I could be wrong on that, but I remember when he was leaving.
We discussed it.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's weird. Here, see if you read it the same way I read it.
Yes, so it's located in the ZBA's bylaws. This is ZBA's bylaws in section 1A. And it's required under the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act that each member of the ZBA has to be an elector of the city, which
Okay.
means that they reside in the city.
Okay, there's
They have to
different
be.
than this.
Okay.
it'd
Thank
be
you.
good to know if that is the same on planning commission. I would expect it to be, but if it's not there, that's fine, we can always discuss that. It's not an issue right now, but it'd be good to know firmly that, as members, that we know that. I'm sure.
So I'm just taking a look at the Planning Commission's bylaws right now, and it does state that one member of the Planning Commission can be a qualified elector of another local unit of government.
Right, yeah,
Yep,
that's
that
the way
is
I read it
correct
too.
And that's definitely, if the commission feels those bylaws could definitely be updated in the future at another time.
Okay. Back to what we're at, Kathy?
Can I ask Commissioner Farina, how many members are in the ZBA right now? Do we, I know there's terms that need to be reappointed, but
Right,
Still
but
7.
it's still 7.
7, you have 7, okay.
We're bringing on, Mark is resigned, you know, we have an applicant for the ZBA
Okay, thank you.
interview.
I believe this board was 9 before, we always,
was.
Yeah, because I used to have to set,
yeah, because it was
They were
tough
up
seating.
there.
We had those seats, and, yeah, it was tough for everything. But that got changed, and we updated those bylaws, so. Any other comments? Do we now, a motion to,
I have a question, a question for them.
go ahead.
Are you going to present this at the ZBA so at least they know what's going on?
I believe Don will be at the ZBA tomorrow. I can mention it to him. I haven't seen the agenda for tomorrow's ZBA meeting.
Well, I haven't, I don't see it in the package. And so I think if you're changing the makeup of the ZBA, they ought to be told.
So maybe they could have changed the agenda or whatever, but then again, giving people enough time to look at it or to I would think did this process start through the ZBA? Because I was not aware until you just
No.
sent us this.
No?
So did this get initiated by administration, council, or, do you know? Administration did then? Okay. All right, so what is our role
We recommend
in this?
to the
Just
council.
recommendation?
Correct. You're a recommending body to council, so it would be a motion to recommend or not recommend to council.
Okay. So does anybody want to make a motion?
Mr. Chair, I just
Commissioner
want
Zarnicki?
clarification that Commissioner Kyle pointed out on this section. The agenda mentions section 32-121, but the printed ordinance form says section 32-221. So I just want to make sure that.
Yeah, we need to get that corrected. And that should be in that's in the bylaws?
This will be an amendment to the zoning ordinance.
To the zoning ordinance.
Yeah. It is section,
Says 220.
Yeah, the cover sheet says 121,
Yeah.
but if you read the thing in the bold print at the top, it says.
On our agenda, then is a mistake on the agenda.
Yeah.
So we'll just make sure on the motion if
Right.
we recommend to include the right section number.
Let's correct the minutes also.
Okay, we'll add that as a correction to the minutes. All right, do we have a motion to recommend this?
I move to recommend the adoption of ordinance 32-221
To-
to the city council for their,
Okay, any support?
I'll support.
Okay, recommendation by Commissioner Farina, supported by Commissioner Kyle. All in favor, say aye.
aye,
Aye. Should we do roll call on this?
yes.
Let's do it on this, yeah.
Okay.
Commissioner Barr,
Yes.
Commissioner Zarnicki,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeman,
Yes.
Commissioner Meyer,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Kyle,
Yes.
Chairman Moore.
Yes. Okay, so that passes unanimously, and that recommendation will be made then with the proper wording, the right section. Council. Okay. So that takes us to Part D, Planning Commission vacancies, Commissioner vacancies, and candidate interviews. So we do have a vacancy, well, sort of.
We do this because
It's a
the
fit,
handbook says we
yes,
have to do it this way.
yes, so now do we,
I have seen it done before that if you feel it's going to be a unanimous decision, you can just make the motion to recommend reappointment.
okay, so where we would normally have just made recommendations
You know,
for
if you feel there's gonna be any
reappointments.
conflict, you wouldn't do that, but if you feel it's going to be unanimous, you can just make that recommendation.
Yeah, there was no other applicants at the city council meeting.
Yeah, so there's no further applicants except Commissioner Zarnicki to be reappointed. So is anybody against that? Seeing no,
I think I was kidding. I was gonna say, I think we need to interview her.
yeah, no kidding.
I'm just kidding,
I
Kathy.
move to reappoint Kathy Zarnicki.
I'll second.
Okay, so we can take that as, well, let's get, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
For reappointment,
Take a
aye.
roll call.
It's a
I
recommendation to
think
city council.
it's just a recommendation to city council, because they will be giving the actual approval of that at a week from tomorrow's meeting?
No, it will be on the February meeting.
Oh, it'll be on the February meeting.
The zoning board of appeals and.
Oh, because that's right,
A
okay.
recommendation and I think one more will all come before them.
Is that the same with the previous recommendation? Is that going to go on February's, or is that
Yeah, that will
January's?
go on with the ordinance.
Yes.
That will go on February's as well.
Okay, so this is a recommendation from Planning Commission to reappoint Commissioner Zarnicki to her position
And
on
it's
the
my
board.
understanding that she is on the board until,
Yeah, until someone would replace
Okay,
Yep, Mr. Denault clarified that for us.
okay.
So she,
So everything runs as smooth as until any difference? Okay, sounds good. Do we need to do anything else with that? Appointments? Nothing. That was the only one we had for this year. Okay, so we can go to E, and that's elect planning commission officers. Any nominations? Was there anything else?
Did we have a motion? Were we going to do a roll call vote?
We did a motion.
Oh, okay.
We didn't do roll call. Do you want to go to roll call on that then?
We probably should.
Let's do it. Okay.
Commissioner Barr,
Yes.
Commissioner Zarnicki will abstain from this, Commissioner Farina,
Yes.
Commissioner Meyer,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Kyle,
Yes.
and Chairman Warner.
Yes. So it is unanimous. It worked out the same way, I guess. All right, that's good then. So now election of planning commission officers. So we could start, let's start with chairman.
I got a question for Mr. Littman before we
Oh,
start. if
before we
that's okay.
start, go ahead.
Did I pronounce it right, Mr. Littman?
Yes.
Okay. All the positions except for secretary can only have two in a row, and then they can step down. If they've been down for 2 years, can they be reelected? Okay, I read the bylaws, and it doesn't say anything in the bylaws that they can't, so that's good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's just not consecutive terms.
Right.
That's the way it says it, so that would do it.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Yes.
I'd like to nominate Kathy for chair.
Okay, so nominations for chairman. We have a nomination by Commissioner Farina, and I will support that. So if that is, first off, we should first see if it is be acceptable.
It's okay.
That's why I asked the question.
No, it's okay with me, but Chair Warnick, do you not want to do, because you have not been 2 years.
This has been 2 years.
Has it been 2 years for you?
Yes. Well, we started, one term was not full.
And
I
does
think
that-
we started it in,
And yet it says the first term that you serve is whenever you come on till the following January. Because that's what I read.
Yeah.
Did you fill a vacancy?
I filled a vacancy.
So then it would be, you would just serve the remainder of that term. And that would be considered your first term.
The first term?
Because it was filled in through the January, and then I was appointed as chair because the former chair could not go again. So she had 2 years already. So we're doing it right then?
That's
So
correct.
yes, so it's just the term from January to December per year. Okay, so we're doing it right, so you
I
accept that?
graciously accept, thank you.
Okay, are there any other nominations? Once again, any other nominations for chairman? Seeing none, let's do roll call on that. Oh, no, I think it doesn't matter.
No one else?
If there's no others, it's automatic. Okay? Automatic. Now, here's the only thing, because Commissioner Zarnicki is not officially reappointed till it, maybe even late, I don't know, but it's up for February's meeting. So can we do this on a conditional basis, or how do we do that?
No. That's why I asked if she serves until there's somebody to reappoint her. And
Can we do it that way? Because she is serving no matter what. Can accept that, good.
Yeah.
You should. I know I think in the past, they had, held it over until the next meeting and then voted, but since she's still serving until the reappointment, it should be okay.
And I would think, since there are no other nominations, that council would probably go in that direction.
I actually tried to ask the city manager level if perhaps in light of this, I could put that one more item on the agenda.
For that, and that would be good,
That would alleviate the concern.
yes. And that would be then a week from tomorrow, right? Okay. So that position filled. Next is vice chair, right? So any nominations for vice chair? We have a nomination for,
Well, I've been on this 2 years, so. Who did you say?
you,
I already been here
he's
2 years.
he's been the same 2 years.
we did that backwards.
Only the secretary. Everybody else is only 2 years.
Yeah, secretary's the only one that can be, no, doesn't matter how many years.
We can nominate Mr. Farina.
You think that would be a conflict?
With you being on the ZBA and you being the vice chairman there?
Or potential chair.
There's nothing in the bylaws that would.
What happens if I become the chairman of the ZBA?
Which there's a possibility that would happen.
So, looking at every possibility.
There's nothing in the bylaws that would prohibit it. However, if you want to decline the nomination, it's totally up to you.
Where I've
You accept-
been
you would
the
accept-
chairman of the ZBA and the chairman of the planning commission, I'm the same person. It's been that way for
Yeah.
probably 30 years.
It was that way here for probably 20,
And
30
so, I mean,
years.
just as, and attorneys have seen it for a long time and never said anything about it, so.
Yeah.
If there's a problem, if it becomes a problem, we can always go back.
We
over
meet
the
it o-
issue
meet again
Right.
and
Just
at
do
one
it
of our
now, and then should there
meetings.
be a problem, we'll address it then.
Okay. Okay, so do you accept that?
You mean you're going to impeach me? Is that what you're saying?
We could do that. Tarden
I'll
feather.
accept.
Okay. Do we have support for that motion?
Support.
Okay, so, motion by Commissioner Kyle, for Commissioner Farina to be vice chair, supported by Commissioner Zarnecki. Let's do a roll call vote on that. Oh, no vote again. Wait, first off, are there any other nominations for vice chair? Once again, are there any other nominations for vice chair?
Vice Chair?
Not particularly. I've been on so many.
Seeing Noah?
I'll nominate Ken Perry for vice chair.
I second.
Okay, so we have another
Tell me what I
nomination.
have to do. Do I have to do something special? Because
You just get to.
You would fill in
If
for the
he's not here, you
chair.
have to run the meeting.
I have to run the meeting? Oh, great. Yeah. Whatever
You
you guys
accept
want.
it?
I'll accept it.
You accept that nomination?
Sure.
So we have motion by Commissioner Barr, or by Commissioner Zarnecki, supported by Commissioner Barr. Okay, so now we have two nominations, so we have to do a vote. Is this got to be a silent vote?
It's
I believe,
always has been.
yes, I believe in the past it's been, we can,
Yeah, just get some paper.
put some paper.
I
and
don't,
everyone can-
you guys don't have to keep it anonymous for me. I don't, it's fine. I mean, I'm open with it. You don't need to be secret.
No, this is for everything, to
Oh,
vote on
okay.
both, because we have two to vote for now.
Yes, between me and Frank.
Right. Okay. I think we're okay. I don't think we have very much tonight, so.
Vice chair, I guess.
One was chair and one was vice chair.
Yeah, Frank was nominated and then I was nominated. I could just turn it down and then force it to Frank.
Okay, he could turn it off.
You have that opportunity.
Frank, if you don't want it, I'll take it, but if you want it, you take it.
I'll do it.
It really doesn't,
So
if
he
you
accepts
guys want
it.
me
So
in that position.
let's address it right now. If that's your intent, you have all that ability to do that.
I don't want to step on Frank's toes, and it's not something,
You're stepping on my toes.
So you can decline the nomination or accept it. Now's the time.
He already accepted.
You did
I
accept it.
accepted it, so.
All right. So we're just voting for vice chair now.
Yep.
Now, when you're done, hold them up now.
You don't know my name.
Got dementia.
This is so much fun tonight.
This is going to be, you'll like this one.
Couple meetings ago, we were here really late.
But we're not done, so I guess I can't say anything.
I remember, it was like after 11. when we got here.
I don't know. You might be.
All the votes in. Did you get everybody? All right, we'll let you deliberate on this for a few seconds and count the votes.
Well, the attorney counts the votes.
Yeah, the attorney counts votes, yes.
Oh,
That's the way it's always been.
Oh, I count them?
Yes. I mean, that's the way we've done it in the past, so.
I'm so nervous right now.
You and I are going to have a conversation.
Maybe Coach Terry.
So we've got 3 votes for Commissioner Farina and 4 votes for Commissioner Perry.
Okay, so,
You are the
so it's an automatic by the vote that Commissioner Perry is our new vice chair. So start boning up on the meeting.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so we got one more position, is secretary. Do we have any nominations for secretary? That now it can be served any number of times, so. Chair will recommend Commissioner Kyle for secretary. Okay, any support for that, or would you accept that?
Yeah, accept it.
Any support and support by Commissioner Zarnecki?
I support.
Okay, we already did.
Oh, she did? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
so
sorry,
we're
I didn't
good.
hear you.
We're good on, any other nominations for secretary? Once again, any other nominations for secretary? Okay, seeing none, it's an automatic, and Commissioner Kyle is our new secretary. Okay. Wish we could have a fourth like a treasurer, but we've got no money here. Kara's-
That's funny.
I have a question. What does the secretary do?
Just sit here and look good.
Okay.
Signed, certain documents that have to be signed.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when we sent something out to the city of Roseville, the secretary had to sign it.
Okay.
Tough job.
Yeah, there's no pressure to it.
That's why you accept it.
We're having too much fun tonight.
Yeah. So I think that covers our planning commission officers, right? Nothing I missed, right?
No?
Okay, we got that covered. So let's go to our planning commission calendar for 2023. Okay. You've all got that in front of you. Do you see any conflicts with dates on this? Only one I see real close is July 5th to July 4th. And if there's vacations, July 4th is a Tuesday then. Vacations could be after, could be before. And we always want to give the fullest board we can, and we don't have alternates. So if we see that anybody might have a problem with that, we have an alternate date for that of July 17th. So let's discuss it. If there's anybody got a concern with that?
I
Or,
think all the automotive companies are down. I don't know if that affects anybody here, or 2-week shutdown.
and it's summer, so if people take off for 2 weeks every summer, this might be the time they take off. I don't know. You can't use the ball here, so we don't know. But if you feel better or more comfortable moving it to the July 17th, we can do that. If anybody's, do I have any discussion?
Well, okay, I'm ready for a motion.
Okay, if there's no discussion, motion?
Okay, I move to approve the 2023 Planning Commission meeting calendar dates with the exception of the July 5th meeting, change it to the alternate July 17.
Okay, now that's for this, to accept it this way. First off, I should probably see if anybody had any other things. Like I looked already, September 6th is after Labor Day.
Correct.
So I don't see a problem with that, but does anybody else? I just want to make sure. Any other ones, to me, look like pretty common Wednesdays that shouldn't create any problems, but,
Then we would not have an alternate date for a meeting in July. Does that create a problem?
We do have it.
no, we would
Move
have
to-
an,
to the
we would
alternate
move.
date.
That's the motion.
Right, but, I mean, We have 2 dates in every other month except July then.
Oh, an alternate for the July
17th.
17th.
What, does anybody plan on vacations that week before we switch it?
I will be out
We'll
of town.
be out of town, okay.
On July 17th?
No, on
The July 5th one?
July 5th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think going with the alternate, if not, it's already near the, it's over halfway of the month, we'd probably just go to August meeting if it becomes an issue.
Yeah, that's true.
So, is anybody, we have a motion
I'll
on the
support.
table
Second.
and supported by Commissioner Kyle. Motion by Commissioner Zarnecki to approve this with a change to July's meeting date to July 17th, 2023. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed, so we accept that. That'll be our new meeting calendar then. Should have probably checked with our administrative people if there's any problem with that. I mean, we're okay then? Okay.
That gives them 2 more weeks to.
Yeah, 2 more. And we don't, and this is all done anyway, knowing already council's agenda, or meeting dates and zoning meeting dates, so we're not stepping anybody. Now, is that a Wednesday again? Just
No,
want
it's
to
a Monday.
verify.
It's a Monday.
Sometimes, yeah, because it ended
I
up.
just checked on the calendar, it's a Monday.
So July 17th is a Monday.
Yes.
No, July 17th. Oh, yeah, it is a Monday, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong, yeah. So it's a Monday, does that pose any other problems with anything? Okay, we're good there? All right, we're trying to do the best to get a full board for whoever's on that agenda, so. All right, so that motion stands. We have an adjusted calendar. Okay. That concludes new business. Unfinished business, we have none. Carried over, public communications on non-agenda items. Is there anybody in the public that wishes to be heard? Seeing none? That's why she sat way in the back. Seeing none, I will move forward. Zoning Board of Appeals Member Liaison Report. Commissioner Farina.
We have not had a meeting. We do, well, they did have a meeting, not this last month.
Yeah, because we didn't have a meeting in December.
But we have a new member, Mike, Mr. Lessig is now on the board. And we haven't had a meeting since October, so.
Well, we haven't, I don't think, that meeting was after our meeting in October, so we don't know the result of that fence on that.
Oh, no, it got approved.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah, it
but,
got
I
approved.
mean, as long as everybody on the board knows, then, okay. Well, we didn't discuss it though, or anything, so. We didn't know that until,
No, we did.
no, because our meeting was the day before your meeting, I think.
That was the night.
Right. Oh, in November, was
In
it?
the Grosbeck building,
Yes,
did he get his wall? He can.
not a wall. He got a,
Yeah, that was moved, that was carried over another meeting to November.
you know,
That wasn't,
decorative like they have
Wrought
at
iron.
Vintage House.
Okay.
something like that, you know,
And that
So
wasn't-
you can see through it and it doesn't.
and it wasn't done till November. So that's why we didn't know about it, so everybody knows and, okay.
I didn't know.
Okay.
Because I was at the election, that's why.
I tell you, he's making, that building looks really nice.
Yeah, it's doing a good job on that, yep. Okay, commission comments. Let's start with Commissioner Barr. Anything?
I have no comments. I just wish everybody has a very good 2023 year.
Thank you. Commissioner Zarnecki?
Nothing, but thank you for the nomination, I appreciate it. I'll do my best.
Commissioner Farina?
The monthly planning and zoning report that are there, I'd like to see like, we're talking about hockey land there, and we don't know what's there. I would like to see, until things are closed out, the attorneys having the parking agreements there. And under Klein, the same thing. I don't see even the parking agreement listed there as an open action. Remember we read about, we had a in the minutes, we had it, that the parking agreement was required, but yet it's not an open action under here, next steps.
Mr. Urbio would have known that too, so
I thought they said that was set before, like last time. I could be,
That's what she just said. It was,
so yeah, those are being done through Clark, I think. So we'll
Right.
you'll have to get back with us on that before we do any further. We're hoping everything's resolved and it followed schedule, so. Anything else?
these just general comments stuff?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, if you're interested, there is a fish fry again at the Knights of Columbus this Friday. It's the last one of the year. And then Lent comes up and it'll switch to the church, so good fish. Cheap
Same
liquor.
fish? Same fish as St. Malachy's?
No, it's a better fish than St. Malachy's.
Okay.
It's hand battered.
Okay.
Last year, there was a supply chain problem with getting fish, and so we had to accept what we got. But we're not going back with that vendor at St. Malachy's.
Okay.
what time does it start on Friday?
It starts at 4 o'clock and goes through 6. 7.
All set?
Yep.
Okay. Commissioner Cow?
Nothing at this time.
Okay. Commissioner Meyer?
Nothing at this time.
Okay. Commissioner Perry?
Nothing at this time.
And then Chair, I just want to thank you for allowing me to be chairman for whatever my time frame was, within 2 years, so.
You did a great job.
Good
Thank you.
Oh, thanks, I appreciate it, but I know that, I want to welcome our new reappointed chair,
Thank you.
and I know she'll do great again, because she proved it in the past. And our other new officers, welcome, and I think that's it, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn if there's no further comments, any comments? I didn't go around, that's right, I'm sorry, let's go back. Any comments? Commissioner, Cindy, Mr. Lippman?
Oh, I'm good, yeah.
Okay.
Nothing for me.
Haley, anything? Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Of Mr. Lippman, do you know of anything coming? Any site plans or anything coming for our next agenda? Are you aware of any? Or you just,
Yeah,
I
you
know I'm putting you
things
on the
have been
spot.
Pretty, not a lot has been
Quiet.
coming in right now
Pretty quiet?
yet, so, no, I don't have anything to,
Okay, unless something pops up, because I know there were some things in the back burner before that never came.
okay.
So we'll just see what happens. So that would be, February 1st will be our next meeting, so, okay. And that's it. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I have one other question.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, we never did, we got a planning and zoning report, and it wasn't on the agenda to discuss it, so I think we should take a moment just to see if there was anything to discuss on that.
One, we have to file a yearly report. When will we get that to file it with council?
Yearly report. We've been working on that? Okay. Next meeting.
So next meeting here? Yes. Oh, okay. And then we can forward it on to council. Anything else in this one now that we need to clarify or?
I was questioning Commissioner Kyle before the meeting. I was questioning the occupancy of 33180 Grossbeck, where Mr. Hanna, the applicant, who received the ZBA approval for the fence.
Yes.
But there's tenants in the building. And Commissioner Kyle said the tenants were in there prior to even the site plan coming in, so that's kosher? Everything's A-okay?
Well, now that you bring it up, I was wondering what did get approved for the final parking?
Well, it
Because
has to come back in front of us for the
it's got to come
parking.
back.
Right.
So that isn't a full approved site plan
No,
yet.
it's not a full approved site.
Right, so I think maybe administration will have to bring that up and add it to the next meeting if possible, because we had issues. I know that just that one, where he was backing up into another person's property, unless they get a agreement from the owners of that property, we can't allow that.
Which
So-
our report does say they're working on it, but I just was questioning whether the building could be occupied.
Yeah, and I think it was basically a new front, a new facade.
Right.
And I know we made it a habit to bring in new facades, which we thought, of course, was at Juan Blanco's too at first, but it ended up being a lot more involved than just a facade. So we got that taken care of. But
Okay.
I think
I'm sorry, I didn't hear
the
you.
site plan number on,
SP 22-03.
Right.
Yes.
okay.
203, okay.
Oh, okay. So it will come in front of us again. Okay.
And is it okay to have occupancy?
No.
Well, they were in there before he ever started.
Yeah.
doing it.
They haven't redone any buildings, have they?
No.
It's really just the facade and the parking lot with islands and things like that. So it was an improvement to that. I'll leave that up to administration, how they want to handle that with,
Okay.
if they're allowed to, because the building department gives occupancy permits. So they get certificate of compliance that they give to new businesses. So I would make sure that they're aware not to maybe give a certificate of compliance occupancy without, whether it be knowledge or be able to do it until they get an approved site plan for that. Other than that, I would still follow through because I just don't picture them doing anything yet unless we impose it on them with that parking. Because the parking situation on the south side is just, it was kind of screwed up, so,
There was the 4 spots behind the Dairy Queen, correct?
yes. Yeah.
But didn't he still have?
Couldn't
the
even
mouth?
go into those spots without going onto the Dairy Queen property.
I understand that, but he had shared parking with the bar.
There is, yeah,
Yes,
so.
that still gave him enough parking spots.
Yeah, so there's still, between all that, whatever, that'll come back to us, and hopefully the questions get answered. If not, we get them answered at that meeting. Okay, so we'll go back to motion to adjourn.
I have one more question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is for McKenna and Rensselaer. We have new members on both boards, the zoning and the planning commission.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, you guys put on a joint training session in December.
Okay.
To give you enough time, we would like another one of those.
Okay.
And it was kind of a thing that you did as a courtesy.
Okay.
Move up to the microphone, please.
It
Yeah.
was a thing that your companies did as a courtesy.
Yeah.
And we have, new members and like to, yeah. And to get the boards together so that they understand what each one does back and forth. So,
Okay.
And you can go to your previous
Yeah.
representatives here, because they're all, McKenna's the representative still, so.
Right.
There should be, because they had training
Yeah.
ideas, and maybe continue with that one.
Sure.
But because of new members, it always helps to do that and refresh, no matter
that
what.
makes
Even us as old members, refreshment always comes in handy.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay.
I think it was
It
both attorneys and planners. So they both got involved with it to get us the legal aspects plus the planning aspects together. So, and I always recommend looking up the planning, MSU planning classes. I know Kathy's taken them, I've taken them, I think Frank has. I don't know if anybody else has, but I recommend them to help with the planning and then zoning enabling acts. It really is a great course. Are we done? No.
We did a master plan and submitted it. It was approved by a city council. Does anybody know if city council is taking any action on the downtown? Is there a downtown board being prepared? Do I need to go to city council meeting? You want me to go down there, huh?
Yeah, I don't.
We don't have a DDA
I don't
in,
know if that's happening. Heard discussion.
and
of
we did
that.
discuss
I
it,
don't know if
yeah.
people wanted to provide the DDA, but I am not privy to anything else that's going on with that.
Okay.
it might take some instigation.
Last one is that Paul was supposedly working on a sign ordinance update.
Okay. I'll get in touch with him about that, and that might.
He will tell you that I'm passionate about it.
Okay. Well, if he hasn't finished it, I guess I'll be working on that for you.
Is that it?
That's it.
I'm hesitant to ask for a motion. Anybody else? All right. How about a motion to adjourn?
I move.
I'll second.
And seconded. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Anybody want to stay the night? No, okay. Motion, and I call it the end of the meeting at 7:51 PM.
Might be a record.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Might be a new record.
Less than an hour.
Why does it take so long?
Yeah? Good thing she wasn't in the low spot. It's even harder then. Yeah.
Walking around the city.
Nice meeting you.
Oh, were you?
They disbanded. I said,
Oh, yeah.
what's happening? I haven't heard anything. We'll be here. Remember?
Yeah.
I was so mad. I didn't believe it.
Welcome again, Andrew.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
I guess
We'll see how long you last with us.
I'll still be sitting here.